Hello and welcome back to Green Money Momentum, where we talk about market movements, making money, and money momentum. I am your host with the most, Trevor, and we are here once again talking all about quantum, and more specifically, our favorite quantum computing stock, DWave Quantum. So the overall quantum market had some pretty healthy gains today. The whole sector moved up in unison, including the play that we're talking about here on screen. So we saw DWave jump by 12%. 85 cents today, almost $1, and we are back to $7.83. And this is very positive because when we zoom out and look at the last year in all of quantum and our DWave quantum, we could see that we are on a bullish trend upwards. So I have these three lines drawn out here. This is just to show the bullish pattern that we are on. So earlier in the year, coming into January, we saw some massive pops in all of quantum, DWave being one of them. We saw highs up to $10 before there was some negative comments by the NVIDIA CEO that dropped the overall quantum sector altogether, but we did find support around these levels here. And so most recently with the last earnings in DWave, we had some positive news. It popped the stock again, but then because of overall macroeconomic trends, macroeconomic conditions and trends, we did drop again. But what is very positive is we have bounced off this level of support here. And so with DWave, we dropped down to about $6.90. We have bounced off that support level, and I do believe that the momentum is going to continue with DWave. With investors, what they are expecting coming up, we have a big earnings report in just 6 days. So on May 8th, and what is really positive here, what I want investors to really focus on is this number right here, 10.5 million estimated revenue, which is very positive because when we look at the past in DWave Quantum, we could see that for revenue, they have never reached above $2 million for a quarter. So this is going to be their first time having double-digit revenue, a 4x just in revenue alone. Their earnings per share is expected to be in the negative again, but overall, this is very positive. With their last earnings report, it was very positive, and overall, what was most positive about it is the forward progress that they are making. So DWave in general is gaining a lot of momentum. Just in the last earnings report, they talked about how their customer bookings were up 500% in just the last quarter alone. And the reason why we on this channel are so bullish on this play is because DWave has claimed to reach quantum supremacy. When we look at the customers that they are working with, that is a pretty valid statement, as they are working with a lot of big players. So they work with a lot of the automotive industry and also the banking industry. So we see Volkswagen here, we see MasterCard, Toyota, BBVA, and a bunch of other big companies here. And so the last time that DWave had a earnings report again was on March 13th, and we could see that when we look at the volume, that was the last time we saw a really big volume pop in DWave. That was when we reached the all-time high for DWave Quantum. That was again at that $12 range, but it does look like the volume is starting to build back up in DWave again. So we can see with this article that DWave Quantum call volume above normal and directionally bullish. That is exactly how I have been playing with DWave Quantum, is with options contracts. So myself, I don't actually hold any shares, but that is because I believe that options contracts are the greatest financial tool ever created. I'm going to pull up here on screen just some of the options contracts that I am in with DWave, and we could see that just on this one, for example, my return on investment today was at 100% return on investment. So the return with these options contracts can be absolutely exponential. And since December, I have seen at least 15 times now these different options contracts reach 100% return on investment. So this isn't uncommon. It's just about positioning yourself in the right plays and opportunities for when these volatile stocks, or any stocks, but I just play with the volatile ones, for when they bounce, it will provide you with the greatest return on investment. So if you've never invested in options contracts, but you are interested in learning more, please drop a comment in the section below. Say something along the lines of, I am interested in learning more about options contracts. Also, when we talk about options contracts, we are, of course, talking about the bullish side of the contracts, just like that article was saying, more and more contracts loading up in DWave that are bullish, but there is also the bearish sentiment as well. And so with the short interest, this goes off all the shorts and the short contracts in QBTS, we could see that there is a particularly high short interest of 16%. So not everybody is bullish on DWave Quantum. And with a short interest of 16%, this is particularly high. Anytime you see a short interest in the double digits, that means that there is a lot of shorts in this play, a lot of investors looking for the stock to go down. But again, when we just look at the volume, I believe that there is still a lot more volume to go into DWave Quantum. So I think a lot of these shorts are going to be eating it soon, because I personally believe that DWave Quantum is going to continue to grow. But I would be curious to hear what everyone else has to say about DWave. So if you have an opinion on DWave, if you're invested, please let me know what your position is, or what your future projections in DWave Quantum are for the future. Overall, I am very bullish again. I would love to hear everyone's opinion, so please drop that comment. Please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.